Good evening, ladies. I've always been a winner, and winning is goated. And the thing is, right, with winning, this is what I thought about like yesterday night. Right, I was kind of in my yearning arc, and it's been like very often like these nights I just be yearning for love and shit. Anyways, the thing with winning is, if you win, everybody's gonna be like, that's so nice, that's cool, big up, big man. After you win, you get a lot of butt licks, but after you lose, you don't get a lot of anti butt licks. Like, people do give a shit when you win, right? I was recently at this award ceremony for like 10th grade toppers and stuff, and why is my AC not working, man? Anyway, the thing is, I was at this ceremony and they were announcing all the winners, and there was like about 300 people who got like 90 plus, like throughout the various branches and all that weird bullshit, like SSC, ICSE, whatever boards and stuff. Thing is, there was probably about like what 10k people in my classes throughout all the branches, and like 300 people won this stuff. It's all cool, and they were all praised for it. The girl who got first, everyone clapped. People clapped for me. Of course, I clapped cheeks later on. No, I didn't. The thing is, the people who lost, right, the people who didn't get like 90 plus, or even they're in the same, like, nobody really gives a shit. And the biggest power you hold is that nobody gives a shit about you. Because when people do start giving a shit, you actually have to live up to the standards they think you're at, right? You can't just take it chill anymore. Like, for me, nobody knows who I am yet, right? I can do my shit, I can make my YouTube videos, I can be focused on this stuff. And once I get recognition, right, if in case I do get recognition, of course I'm not going to get any recognition out of this, because it's mostly centered around me and my life, and taking things from that and teaching you stuff the way I lost, that you shouldn't be losing. But that is a very self-based approach. I wouldn't say self-centered, because this is about you at the end of the day, but it's taking from me, right? And you haven't lived my life, so the fact about relatability, or whatever the word is, right, doesn't really come in. So it's hard for me to gain an audience, which I'm not trying to anyways, because this is supposed to be like my personal diary and stuff, and which you can like come around, look around, maybe listen to a few gems. But the thing is, right, when you lose, nobody gives a shit, and that's what makes losing so good. If in case when you did lose, people were like, oh, look at you, and they beat the shit out of you because you lost, that would be like diabolical. But most of the times, usually, that doesn't happen. Really, no one gives a shit until you start winning. So the thing is, why are you afraid of losing, right? People are so afraid that they lose that they don't try their best, which is dumb, because when you try your best, you enter flow state, and it's all cool, it's all good, and it feels good, right? And this is coming from a bozo lazy ass dude who does not study that well, who doesn't do shit that well, but he still gets results, right? I'm different because I get results, right? Maybe you don't, maybe you do. I don't know your life personally, probably not. But the thing is, not everything is so easy for people, right? For me, it is very difficult to work out, to train, because my joints are weak as shit, right? And that's probably genetic. Probably I just like didn't eat my spinach like Popeye used to, and that's the area where I have it difficult in life. Studying isn't one, but for the major part of my life, I have always been winning. And the thing about winning is, it is subjective, right? I didn't come first in my school. Hell, I probably came like what, 7th, 8th. But the thing is, I studied less than like the top 50 people. I am very sure of that. You know why? Because I didn't study shit. Exactly. I didn't study. I did not study like... I studied like someone who in 4th grade would, right? And the thing is, right, I'm not gonna say that like I have aura or some shit, but like just listen to this. Listen to what happened. Break up like at the very start of boats, right? Can't eat, right? Zero appetite. Can't sleep. Insomnia sets in, right? And then I power through and I get more than 95. Now I won't say how much I got more than 95, because I don't want to be boasting or comparing towards you. But yeah, I mean, if that's not aura, I don't know what is. And the thing is, I don't want to be too prideful about it, but I did it. It is evidence that's there, right? When you do have pride, you take evidence and you make a mountain of it, right? You make some small, like I could say like, oh, this was like a good achievement. I powered through my losses. I powered through whatever my problems were, and I still scored good marks. Pride would come in and be like, I'm the goat, I'm the champ, nothing can hurt me. It's like, kill everybody. And like, I don't want to do that, because when you're too prideful, I don't know if that's a word, but when you have too much pride, shit is about to be humbling someday, right? Someday you will have the biggest loss of your life. Someday you will have even bigger losses, right? Someday you're gonna fall on your face. Ooh, that's like that one song, yeah, give it up, man. I don't remember the lyrics. But the thing is, right, when you win in your eyes, right? For me, I have won in my eyes so many times, right? I have built a good enough body now, right? After 4 months of training, I train at home now. I'm pretty bad at fighting, but at least I know a little. And the thing is, even though I came like 8th or 9th in school, I enjoyed my life. Meanwhile, these people, they worked so hard, right? These students, they used all these Feynman technique, Pomodoro technique. Oh, let me study 17 hours a day. Wow. And these guys, they still sucked, because burnout is a real thing. And I am literally the opposite of burnout. I'm literally freezing. That's how cold I am. That's pride right there. The thing is, nobody gives a shit if you lose. So it doesn't matter if you lose. So even if you fall down on your face, people will forget 3 days later. But when you win, people keep an eye on you, because they want to be like you. They want to learn from you. And they subconsciously, whatever I just said is subconscious. Most people, they'll just ignore that. They'll just get jealous. And, they'll just ruin it for themselves. But the thing is, right, you shouldn't give a shit about losing. Because if failure was set to be 30 times and then you get your first success, how eager would you be to fail? Right? I think I've said this before. I read it somewhere on Instagram, but it works. And that's why you should be winning. And you should always make other people feel like they're winning. Always be humble. Always be ready to learn. Right? Because there's always something to learn. You will never be all-knowing. Right? It doesn't matter how piece of shit a person looks or behaves. There's always something you can take from them. Right? Sometimes maybe it's their confidence. Sometimes it's maybe the ability to do good skincare. Right? It can be anything. But there's always something that everyone brings to the table. I'm not gonna say it. The thing is, I do say the thing is a lot, don't I? See, the English is what? My third language? So, shh. The thing is, when you make other people feel like they're winning, they let their guard down, and they think of you as some sort of a student or like someone who's just trying to learn from them. They think of you as their inferior. And when people think of you as their inferior, they tell you the stuff that matters. If people thought that you're better than them, they would withhold information that would get you above. But if you're just learning out, they're gonna be like, what's this chump gonna do? Take this information. And you take that information and you move on, you move ahead. And the best way to defeat someone is to make them feel like they're defeating you. Best way. The damn best way. Because results speak for themselves, I can look at my results and be like, oh, 95 plus. And, there's going to be someone else who's got like 99.8. Right? And I look at our lives and I see, oh, she studied, she was logged in. But look at what happened. She gained so much fat, she's become unhealthy. While I was enjoying my life, I was watching movies, listening to music, eating good food without a care in the world, laughing with my friends at school, building real connections with real people. Now that matters a lot more. Because I know I have 2-3 people, maybe 4. I know these guys are gonna stick, they're gonna stick with me, right? And if I am too focused on all that stuff, genuine connections aren't built up. And when genuine connections aren't built, there's nothing to life. Nothing. And doesn't matter what kind of person you are, there's always people like you. There was some sort of a sexual molesters group chat with like 46,000 people in it on like Discord or some shit. So like, doesn't matter how unhinged, how crazy, how weird you think you are, there's always gonna be people like you, right? Because we are similar people. So it doesn't make sense to make someone feel like they're inferior to you, because nobody truly is inferior to you. People just make choices, some wrong, some good, some right, some bad. And just keep winning, bro. Just keep winning. Because even though I have had personally so many losses throughout life, the losses don't have trophies, the wins do. And when I go look at the trophy cupboard, I don't see my losses, I see my wins. My losses gone. I've forgotten about them. Except for some, which sting a little, if you know what I'm talking about. Boom. It's about the breakup, of course. I'm very sad. No, I'm not. I'm chill. Or am I? I mean, honestly, it's like, it doesn't matter anymore. And it shouldn't, because I didn't matter. Ooh, big man with big talk. Keep winning, despite everything or with everything. Just keep winning, bro. Because that's all people are gonna see. People aren't gonna see you fail unless you win first. Yeah, just keep winning, bro. Just keep winning. We are winners. Good night.